Welcome to the tutorial on the application procedure for the Innovation Fund 2025 auction call for hydrogen. First of all, where can you find the call? This is the URL that will lead you to the call page for the 2025 fixed premium auction for hydrogen production. Is it a bit long, isn't it? You can also go there through the EU Funding and Tenders portal that you can easily find on any search engine. This is the URL, and from the home page you can go to Find Calls for Proposals. You can use the filters in different ways to find the calls you are interested in. For instance, if you select the program Innovation Fund and choose Status Open for Submission, you will find the 3 calls that are currently open and the topics addressed by each of the calls. Another way to find the call is going through the web page of the European Climate, Infrastructure and Environment Executive Agency, CINEA, who is implementing the program. Once you are on this web page, click on the program Innovation Fund. There, you will find additional information about the calls and also the links to the Funding and Tenders portal. Once you are on the Funding and Tenders portal, click on the topic you are interested in. You will see that 3 topics appear for the hydrogen auction call. If you are still unsure where your project fits, don't worry. You will find the same documentation and information structure for all the topics under each call. When you start submission, however, it is important to do it from the right call and topic, but we will come to that later. For the moment, I just pick a topic from this call as an example. You are now on the page referred to as Topic page. On the left-hand side, you can see a menu. If you click on Conditions and Documents, you will immediately see the different documents that are available, and the most important, the one that you should read first, is the call document. This document will give you all the information that you need in order to understand what the call can fund, how the proposals will be assessed, and how you can prepare your application. Once you have read these documents and got familiar with the requirements of the call, you can start the submission. Again, on your left-hand side menu, you will find the submission service, and you just select and click on Start Submission button. Now, yes, it is important that you do so from the relevant topic page, as this choice cannot be changed afterwards unless you start a new proposal from scratch. On the submission service, also called SEP submission, you will find this menu. Check once again that you have started your application for the right call and the right topic. From this menu, you can download the Part B templates. What can you find there? The application form Part B, which you need to fill in with the technical description of your proposal, the cost calculator, also called financial information file, which contains the bid, the completion guarantee letter of intent, which cannot be modified except to insert the project-specific information, the feasibility study, the participant information, and the timetable Gantt chart. You will also find the extended Part C form for statistical data collection. Each document contains instructions on how to fill it in. Please read them carefully. Incomplete documents may lead to an incomplete proposal and thus inadmissible. Through the submission service, you always have at hand some help available on general features on the submission system. The online manual and the IT how-to buttons are always there and will lead you again to the Funding and Tenders portal, where you will find relevant guidance on how to navigate through the portal and how to navigate through the submission system. For instance, on how to add and modify information on the participants. Now you will see the specific screens that you need to take most into account when preparing your application for this Innovation Fund auction call. When you leave the participants list, you will see this screen in SEP Submission. Click on the Edit Forms button. It will open Application Form Part A, which needs to be filled in directly online. Once you click on this button, you will see this table of contents. you will fill in the essentially administrative information that is required, and I will only highlight the key information for Innovation Fund applications. Under General Information, you must enter a fixed keyword 1. For this option, you can only choose hydrogen. Pay attention also to the content of the abstract, which you should consider as a publishable summary of your project for a non-expert reader. It must therefore be short and precise and should not contain confidential information. Another important screen is the budget. How much grant do you request for this project? And this is the only information that you need to fill in this table. In the call document, you will find the detailed instructions and formulas to calculate the requested grant amount. Save and exit the form. Going back to the initial submission screen, I would like to draw your attention to the submission slots for all the documents that you need to upload in order to complete your application. Those with an asterisk are mandatory for all proposals. There are templates that you must download from the submission system, as explained before, and which you see now highlighted in green. For the other documents, sourcing strategy, offtake strategy, procurement strategy, permits, licenses, authorizations, etc., and support to project, there is no particular template, and their content is described in the call document. Please pay attention to the system requirements in terms of format and maximum size, otherwise you will not be able to upload them. Finally, you need to complete the Part C KPI form directly online in order to submit your application. You will find a separate tutorial on how to do so. Once you have filled in the forms and uploaded all the documents, you can click on the Submit button. You need to do so before the call deadline, otherwise your proposal will not be admissible. It is highly recommended to submit your proposal as early as possible and at least 48 hours before the deadline in order to avoid technical problems related to system requirements, local configuration settings, system congestion, etc. Once you submit your proposal, you will see this screen indicating when your proposal was submitted, and you will also receive a notification by email. If you see a proposal ID, that means that your proposal has been correctly submitted. This is the reference for your proposal that will be used throughout the evaluation and for any future communication with you. Keep it preciously. Whether you have created a draft or submitted a proposal, you can always retrieve them through the Funding and Tenders portal if you log in with your own credentials. And you go to the tab Proposals. If you click on Actions, you can view and edit your proposals. For a draft proposal, you can still edit and modify it until the call deadline. If you do so, do not forget to click again on the Submit button, as only the latest submitted version will be taken into account for the evaluation. Help is available throughout this process. Again, going back to the topic page, you have the Get Support tab and you will find the links to the help desk and support services. Before contacting the help desk, we invite you to check first the tutorials, info day, presentations and recordings, and Q&As accessible through this page. We receive many questions and you may already find the answer there. If you click on Help Desk and Support Services, you will get to this page. And I would like to highlight, on the one hand, the IT Help Desk, where you can ask technical questions about the portal and the submission system, and the Innovation Fund Help Desk, where you can ask questions about the call documentation, application, and the evaluation process. And last but not least, help us to help you. Check the info day tutorials and recordings on CINEA website as explained before. If you contact the Innovation Fund Help Desk, ask one question at a time, rather than grouping multiple questions. Indicate the call or topic the question refers to, and limit the number of characters to 2000. Be clear and concise on your question. This will facilitate the processing and you may get a quicker reply. That's all from my side. Thank you very much and good luck with the preparation of your applications.